what's going on that you've accrued almost, I think, 26 DRs in the last 4 years? And you were found with a sharpened toothbrush?
I've been going through a lot of crazy stuff in my life. Yeah, I just.
Mr. Ferraro, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're not under the influence of anything, and you're absolutely okay. All right, because it seemed a little.
I'm fine.
Okay, all right. So,
I have covered thousands and thousands and thousands of parole hearings, but I have never seen a parole board ask someone, "Are you on something?" at their parole hearing. And I think the parole board is onto something by asking that question. This is one of the most bizarre parole hearings that we have seen. It's a Connecticut thing. Like I say, don't drink the water in Connecticut. Now, we will watch this wacky parole hearing, and I'll unpack with what details we have at the end.
And the fact that she was on probation was what we didn't talk about that. So her criminal history and
Mr. Ferraro?
How's it going?
Yeah, good. Have a seat. We'll be right with you.
All right.
got it.
Good afternoon. My name is Parole Officer McLeafy. Today is Thursday, February 13, 2025, and it's a hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Paroles. Following board members are present this morning and present today, and by stating their names on the record, certify that they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available for information in preparation of this hearing.
Good afternoon. I'm panel member Barry.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
Ellen Sapo Sasser.
Nancy Turner.
Good afternoon.
Please state your name and inmate number for the record.
Peter Ferraro, 3388889.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Peter Ferraro Jr., number 338889. He is serving a sentence of 6 years flat for 2 counts of harassment second, 2 counts failure to appear first, violation of probation, robbery first, conspiracy to commit burglary third, illegal possession of a weapon in a motor vehicle, interfering with an officer, carrying a dangerous weapon, illegal operation of motor vehicle under the influence and weapon in a correctional institution. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of June 15th of 24. There is no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for this offender. Mr. Ferraro has not participated or completed in any programs since incarceration. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall risk falls within the very high range risk of recidivism. Mr. Ferraro, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
I would say, let's see. Well, I've been in here going on 4 years, like I'm, I've mellowed out, did a lot of thinking. I got job opportunities available. I just, I did a lot of thinking. Like I feel like I'm in a good good mental mindset. I just.
Mr. Ferraro, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're not under the influence of anything, and you're absolutely okay. All right, because it seemed a little.
I'm fine.
Okay, all right. So we appreciate your opening statement. So we're going to ask you some questions, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Sapo.
Mr. Ferraro, you have a lot of criminal history of various types. You also said in one of the interviews that you didn't believe in programs unless you have the intention to change. Do you remember saying that?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I like. I live like I go by that. Like
Okay,
a
so-
program's not gonna do nothing for you. Like you have if you don't want to change, then that program you could just sit there and go through the motions. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like that's my point of view on it. It could, if it's wrong, it's wrong. But I'm just saying, like, if you don't have the will to change, if you're not going to change, you could just sit in a program and just fake it. Like, you got to really want to change. You got to want to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
So
A program ain't gonna do it.
Are you saying that you're not at that point yet where you want to change, so you didn't want to take any of these programs?
No. I'm saying I do want to change, and I am at that point to change. It's just if whether I did a program or not isn't gonna affect. It's not gonna do nothing for me. You got to be ready to change on your own. You got to have the willpower to not touch this drug. You got to do that on your own. The program ain't gonna do that for you. You got to have that willpower to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I think
whether I did a program ain't gonna affect anything. Like, just you know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, I think it does. I mean, the programs are designed to help you get into that mindset.
And that's why when they asked me for the like about a month ago if I wanted to do tier 2, I said yes. Like, you know, I'm not gonna refuse it. Like I'll still do it. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
it's not, you know. Like,
so what are you doing? How do you spend your time while you're in this facility without the benefit of doing programs? What are you doing to keep busy?
I'm always occupied. Like I do you know, like I'm real spiritual. Like I you know, I do like my prayers every day, then I read the Bible. Like that's like my main routine. Everything else is around that. That's what I base everything off. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm real spiritual with you know.
You are trash, Lindsay. You are trash.
So your drug and alcohol score is a 4, and it says that your drugs and alcohol of choice, you were drinking, and then there was marijuana and Suboxone. Can you tell me a little bit about what you perceive your addiction to be and how that contributed to some of your crime sprees?
Well, it wasn't really yeah, there was a couple of those cases do revolve around I drank too much, and you know I basically blacked out. I don't remember a couple like the breaking and entering one you might see. Like I drank too much one night, and a neighbor said I was banging on his door. They gave me, I think it says attempted burglary or attempted break and enter, attempted burglary. Like
you are trash.
So I don't know. It was weird. Like I don't even remember. I don't even remember. But that was one of the cases that violated my probation. That's why I got all this time right now. Just it was numerous like little things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna
stop you right there, Mr. Ferraro. I don't think that any of these are little things, including the fact that you were probably so drunk that you couldn't differentiate between one house and another on the street on which you lived.
That's what I'm saying.
Serious.
If you are an alcoholic or were an alcoholic, you are an alcoholic today.
That's
you also threatened someone at the train station, and you took a wallet at knife point.
You are trash.
You have a very interesting history, but there's interfering, and there's weapons, and there's drugs, and there's harassment, and more weapons, and burglaries. And you don't feel like you are going to benefit from the period of incarceration and take advantage of programs to help you?
That's why I told them yes when they came and asked me about the tier 2. I told them, yeah, I'll do it. I said it can't hurt, right? Like I said, I'll do it. Can't hurt.
What did you need a sharpened toothbrush to protect yourself from when you first entered the facility in June? You were found with a sharpened toothbrush?
I've been going through a lot of crazy stuff in my life, and I felt like I needed that. Like I've been going through a lot of like crazy stuff, like threats, all types of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I felt like I needed that. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like to do anything with it, just for like a safety precaution. Like for example, like a cop or anybody who has a gun license, like they're not going to use it, but they have it just in case for that 1% chance or whatever. You know what I mean? It was one of them type of situations. Like I didn't want to use it. I just had it for that just in case Like if I get attacked, maybe it could save my life one day. Like one of them type of situations. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Ferraro, do you
Yeah.
take responsibility for any of the actions that are listed on these multiple pages that I have showing your criminal history?
Yeah, I've been in jail 4 years on this case, and then I did 7 years for the robbery. That is taking responsibility, right?
Yeah,
Right?
you seem
Right.
indignant that we're asking you these questions.
Nah, of course I take responsibility. I've been in jail all these years. What do you mean? Isn't that take responsibility? Like,
That's
So why-
accountability.
Yeah.
huh? What?
That's accountability, not responsible.
No, I don't deny it. Like I accept what I did, and I accept the time they gave me, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
So what have you done while you've been incarcerated to address your drug and alcohol issues?
What have I? Well, the greatest thing that happened to me since I've been in here was my spiritual, my spiritual awakening, like getting in tune with with God and stuff. That was the greatest thing that happened to me since I've been in here. Like I'm really like that's what I base my day around. Like I do my prayers, read my Bible every day. I go to mass and all that. Like that's my favorite. Like that's the best thing that happened to me because I wasn't into that when I first came in. You get what I'm saying? Like that happened through like situations in here, and I eventually like got onto that. Like I wandered onto that path. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing that I could say is the best thing that happened to me since coming in here. Like that's the best thing that happened to me. You know, get like that relationship, like that relationship with God. That's the best thing that happened to me since I've been in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your chronic discipline status and your disciplinary reports.
Yeah.
You've had over 24 discipline reports.
Yeah.
So that's not something that we look on as, appropriate institutional adjustment. What's going on that you've accrued almost, I think, 26 DRs in the last 4 years?
It says 26.
You are trash.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know the exact number. No, it was definitely a lot. I just didn't know the exact number.
Well, now you do.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
No, but they're right there, so I can't deny them. But I'm just saying, like if you check the last 4 months, I've been ticket free. Like I've really been like trying to chill out. Like if you look, I haven't caught a ticket in a while. It's been like months, like for at least 4 months. Like I don't even have no tickets pending right now. Like my shit, like they're all clear. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I have caught a lot of tickets, but as of late, I've been really trying to like just do the right thing, like just chill. You know what I mean? Not like just chill out. Huh?
okay, I just have one more question.
Yeah.
You've been subject of community supervision in the past, Mr. Ferraro, and it hasn't gone well. You've only been successful once, and you failed community supervision 4 times. Do you have anything to say about?
Yeah, no, I do. One thing I got to say about that, I never went on the run. Like I'd go on the run for, like, say I violated, like caught a case or something, I'd turn myself in after like a couple days. I never went on the run for extended period of time. I always had a good rapport as far as reporting. You know what I'm saying? Like I never went on the run for like extended period of time. I always turned myself in after like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in that situation, I never went on the run or nothing like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. Do you, when you are eventually released from this facility, what is your release plan? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, the main thing is stay. I told you I'm really like, I do my prayers and my Bible every day. I definitely got to keep that up. Because I don't want to like get out and then forget about him. You know what I'm saying? There's 24 hours in a day. There's plenty of time to still do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I do my reading, my prayer. You know what I'm saying? So I can still. There's plenty of time to do that in jail or in the world. I'm not worried about that. But then just a job is the main. A job is the main thing. You know what I'm saying? A job is the main thing. Which if I was to get out or whatever, I got opportunities for a job. Like I already. I discussed that or whatever. But yes. So the job is the main thing, and then not neglecting God, like staying in tune with my prayers and my Bible. That's my biggest thing. Like I revolve everything around that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
you know what
I
I mean?
mean,
Like,
unfortunately, prayers don't pay the bills, Mr. Ferraro, and
no, I get it. I'll do a job. I just said I work, but I'm just saying I won't neglect that. Like I'll make time for that. It only takes an hour or whatever. There's plenty of time in the day to do that. You know what I'm saying?
thank you for talking to me. I'll
You're welcome.
turn it back over to the chairwoman.
Thank you, Ms. Turner.
I have no questions for Mr. Ferraro.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. So just for the record, the state's attorney did submit a letter of objection to your discretionary parole. The state is of the opinion that you're a threat to public safety, so they object.
All right.
Um,
Was you like this?
Would you stop doing that? Thank you. Okay. It's not a good look for somebody who's trying to impress a parole board.
Okay, so I think that it's clear that Mr. Ferraro would benefit from going to end a sentence and potentially doing some programs. So I think that today I'm going to suggest to my
No parole for tape. None.
All right. So I'm denied, right? I don't got to talk to you no more.
That's what's going on here. No parole.
history, current offense committed on supervision, inadequate evidence of offender change, inadequate institutional program participation, poor institutional adjustment.
I have all those. Yep, I have all those. Mhm.
And I'm open to anything else.
Okay. Criminal history, nature and circumstance, poor institutional adjustment, inadequate evidence of offender change. What else?
Okay, the way they're listed on mine, just to be clear, I started with criminal history,
Yeah.
current offense committed on supervision, inadequate evidence of offender change, inadequate,
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
inadequate evidence of offender change,
Yes.
inadequate institutional program.
You think you've seen it all. Now, look, man, he needed to get denied, but there's something interesting that stuck out at this hearing, and that is that we had a letter from the ADA with an objection. And wow, I mean, what does it take to get a letter from an ADA? How many horrible cases have we watched? Dozens and dozens and hundreds without an ADA taking the time to write in a letter. Now, who knows? Maybe this ADA is more on top of the game than the other ADAs. But what I would like to see are ADAs writing letters when you have victims in the room, when it's child cases, and it's just crazy. And who cares anyways? He's getting out in just a few months. It's Connecticut for you. This man has such a long record. As you can see, he is failing in prison, and yet he is going to get out anyways. And I am willing to make a prediction that we will see him sometime very, very soon in a parole revocation hearing. It will be in the return of playlist. And oh man, I mean, I doubt he will last even just a few days. And we see that happen quite often, actually. We're seeing many return back now. So, I mean, thank you, Holly, for dropping in the facts on this case. But there's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of, as you heard, it's a lot of little stuff. I mean, violation of probation. He has harassment, second degree, failure to appear, a lot of burglaries, possession of, it just goes on and on and on. He's got 2 possession of weapon felonies while incarcerated. That we don't see often. So, my guess is the CEOs don't like him very much. And I think the parole board is onto something. One might think he might have been on the Mojo or on the on some of that prison wine, but it's just speculation. I have no idea. Maybe this is how he is on a normal basis, but it is scary. Imagine having a neighbor and having someone banging on your door at like 5 a.m. I guess he's lucky but there you have it. There you have it. We'll keep track of these hearings. If you didn't see it, you probably wouldn't believe it, but it's the system of Connecticut that gives these short sentences. By all accounts, he should be, put away for a long time as an habitual offender, as they do in other states. And it's not just to be mean. It's not only to protect the community from him, but it's to help him. He's clearly not ready. He clearly will fail when he gets out. The question is, how long does it take him to fail, and will he hurt someone? And it's a runaway train about to have impact that the whole world can see, yet the DOC put in charge to protect us, they have their head in the sand. And it's my opinion from seeing these hearings that the reason they do that is they have an agenda, right? Their agenda is to say that we have the lowest incarceration rates by the next 10 states. And I'm basing this off, I see tweets from like Mike Pohl from the Parole Board saying we're doing excellent in our incarceration rates. We're on the cutting edge with rehabilitation, and that's because they had an agenda. They said, look, we're going to be different. We're going to create this program. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, and we're going to have the lowest incarceration rates. But now, once you create that agenda, once you have those goals, you have to make sure that you're winning, right? And I believe, this is my speculation, that it comes from the governor who handpicks the board, who sets these goals and all the little pieces that are moving around, and all of a sudden they just say, well, it's really not working. Our recidivism rate is as high as any other state, but we can't admit that. So let's just release people. And then when they get revoked, let's not call it a new felony. Let's just call it a sanction. And let's skew all the numbers so that we can claim it's working. And it's BS. It's just a bunch of BS. We see it happening in real time. They are not safer than more, just because they are progressive with all of their policies, but it's not working. It's not working, Connecticut. Releasing people on the street and saying that they're fixed because they took some programs is just not true. And Connecticut will claim it's true, but it's not. And that's why you always got to understand the numbers when looking at it. Don't believe any chart that you read anywhere without understanding who wrote the chart, who paid for the chart, who is to benefit from the results of that chart. And with that, I'll let you go.
What's going on that you've accrued almost, I think, 26 DRs in the last 4 years? You were found with a sharpened toothbrush?
I've been going through a lot of crazy stuff in my life. Yeah, I just.
Mr. Ferraro, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're not under the influence of anything, and you're absolutely okay. All right, because it seemed a little.
I'm fine.
Okay, all right. So